What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Billy Goat Tales. Crypto Billy here. If you heard some background stuff and the phone's beeping and stuff,
what's going on, everyone? Welcome
gotta
to
be someone on our team that's doing that. I am getting an echo myself. Can you guys hear me okay? Everybody give me a thumbs up. Everybody good? All right.
Good.
For some reason, I got a delay. I'm not sure why. All of a sudden. So we're going to hit it hard today, guys. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. Let's say hello to the team. What's going on, Dave Digital?
What's going on? Cluck, cluck. A little bit of drawdown. Hoping we can hold this 786 before we bounce. Let's go Bitcoin.
Redman, how you doing today?
Happy Sunday, everybody. Good to see you all in here. I see the chat's alive. I love
Chat's
seeing
alive
that.
and well. Jimmy Jim, how you doing today, brother? He's smiling.
Oh man, just hanging in there, watching charts.
And we got Crypto Poyo. What's going on, Poyo?
Cluck, cluck, everybody, man. Just waiting, sitting on my wings right now.
I hear that. Let's say hello to the chat. Brian, we see you. Thank you for stopping in. Let's go. Let me go all the way up to the beginning here. Who we got? We got Jesse, of course. Our man, Jesse. Mike, good to see you, brother. Knoxville in the house. Hey, Knoxville, not this week, next week. I'll be coming up to Knoxville. I'll definitely text you. We'll hook up. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Poyo, of course. Givers Game. We got Redman. Okay. We got Brian. Great. I'm probably going to miss some people. I don't know. Andrea's in the house. Good to see you, Andy. Who else we got? Badell. Good to see you, Badell. I'm going to be sharing out the link here in a minute for everybody. Who else do we have? Alexandra G's in the house. Good to see you, girl. Thanks for stopping in. The best mod in the world, and Alexandra G. K Dig's in the house. K Dig, thanks for the Discord stuff. I appreciate you, brother. Who else? All set, of course, fam. Anybody else? I'm trying to. Jay Violet's in the house. Thank you for stopping in. And just scroll through here. Melissa, my neighbor. She lives right down the road. Good to see you, Melissa. Appreciate you stopping in. And Sable, Netherlands. Okay, good to see you too. Thanks for stopping in to Billy Goat Tales. We got a lot of stuff going on today. We're gonna talk about the wildfires right here in a second, just because I think we need to. We're gonna talk about market updates, the crypto bubbles, trending topics, trading setups, the Giver's Gain pathway. We're gonna hit it all today for you guys. In 2 hours, it's gonna be a full show for us. And of course, we got the Biomex who just popped in. What's going on, Tony? Good to see you, bro.
Good, boys. Yeah, and welcome, audience. Love to have you all here with us.
So I wanted to ask you guys, these wildfires, and as we're learning YouTube and we're learning all these different things about YouTube and transitions and all kinds of crazy stuff that we have to learn behind the scenes on how to run a YouTube show. Of course, one of the things we do is try to look up the trending topics and see what's happening to keep you all informed. And these wildfires, man, it's just devastating. It reminds me of North Carolina in Tennessee and South Carolina here during the hurricane. It's just so much devastation, and prayers go out to that whole area and the families and the people that are impacted, because now we're probably only one person away from somebody that knows somebody that is impacted. I was on a Twitter X space last night, and it was good and it was bad, right? It was good that we were talking about it. It was very sad. But the whole idea is to try to uplift people and try to be there for them. So what are you guys hearing on the wildfires?
So my wife's boss, his daughter, and his daughter's mom lost their house in the fires. Their house is gone. Their house is rubble. It's literally, I saw a before and after picture. Man, it just tore me sideways. Very, very sad. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I'm not going to get too deep into it here, but there's a lot of opinions floating around, and just do your own research. Make sure you don't get misinformed. But they're devastated. They lost their home. So
Yeah, it's a terrible thing. I mean, and I remember with the North Carolina fires or fires, the North Carolina storm, hurricane. When you go through those areas and you see the devastation, it moves your soul. It moves your heart, man. And it's hard to think about anything else other than helping those people. It's hard to go to work. It's hard to think about the business side of what you have to do for work because it's so much devastation. And to draw attention to that is one of the things I felt like was my mission. Is just I got to draw attention to this because it is truly devastation. I mean, when you watch some of those videos, it looks like the apocalypse, man. It is just crazy.
yeah, to see the fire, and then you got 90 mile per hour winds coming through that valley. They call them in California. We call them the Santa Ana winds. And that mixed together with the amount of flames and the height of the flames, I mean, it doesn't take much. I was looking at a computer generated time frame, basically, of when all three of those major fires right outside LA started, and they all pretty much started around the same time, which was kind of weird to see. I don't necessarily know how to take that, but the fires which mixed with the winds, it was just it's just all bad. This is fire season, and then not only that, State Farm had stopped their house insurance 3 months before the fire started. I mean, you talk about a whirlwind of hurt. A fire comes through, takes your home, and now your insurance has already cut you, so you don't have the money to rebuild. I don't know. I did hear Joe Biden talk about the government will step in. They might step in. They might not. I don't know how much of that I can believe, but yeah, these people in California. I mean, nobody deserves to lose their home, and it's sad. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, you want to see these homes, these lives restored. You know, so. I think that's key.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Anybody else have any personal testimonials on this they want to add? Nothing?
No,
Yeah.
just the bright side. There is a bright side. You know, the California fires are now the new boat accident. So everybody, if you lost your keys in the fires in California, you don't have to worry about reporting that anymore.
Dave, always some good commentary. You're getting right up there. You're getting right up there with Jimmy now, man. That's good stuff.
Then, one thing I will say is the insurance part. It's really difficult because, I'm in Florida and we have basically you have one choice of insurance here now, just because of the storms and stuff like that. And I mean, I like an earthquake for me. Because I know they have earthquakes in California too. But those fires, man, just the way that they move. I mean, yeah, you see the pic. Like I can't even look at them anymore, to be honest with you. But it is something that I don't know. I couldn't do it, man. I'd rather a storm because I know it's kind of coming. And the fires are close, but with 90 mile per hour per winds, just those things. I mean, it must look apocalyptic, if you're even close by.
Yeah. Crypto Anon's in the house. What's up, buddy? Buck, good to see you. Rocco's in the house too tonight. Great to see you guys. I probably missed a few. We'll come after you. Donato Cabrera, the second baseman. Donato Cabrera. Let's go, Donato. Let's go. Polio, you weren't ready to get into some crypto bubbles?
Cluckety cluck, the bubbles.
All right. Well, Dave missed his cue. Dave was on.
Uh,
That's the TA. Let's get into some bubbles.
we're looking at the daily, guys, and as you can see, it's not looking too good. Get into some fun. Basically on what's kind of going on here, but Bitcoin's daddy, and Bitcoin is basically right now just it's kind of sitting at the lower end of a range. I mean, we could talk about that. I'll show that chart in a little bit, but it looks like a lot of the AI is getting hit. So look at virtuals, look at
It
AI
does.
16.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like AI is just getting the little slap down right now. Look at render. So a lot of the AI looks like it's kind of taking the beating this week. I mean, you got injected, but I mean, we could look at it two ways. If you're a DCA or an investor not really looking to trade, this is probably some good buying entries right now. I will say, like on the DGen side, this penguin, I've been DCAing into that. I got a really good entry, and then as it just dips. Hopefully, it doesn't go down under 3 cents, but that's what I'm doing. But and not financial advice. But yeah, when Bitcoin bleeds, alts bleed even worse, and it feels like look, what goes up must come down. So today's sector of pain is AI tokens for sure.
Go to the hour, Poyo. See what the hour says. Click over there if you can. You got to do it actually on. Wow.
Sea of red.
Sea of red, man. How about for the week? Let's see what the week is.
Now this BitGet token, man, I mean, it caught my attention. It's the only one that's alive, but yeah, like I said, man, I mean, this is,
dude, look at your Lido. You're a big Lido guy, LDO.
Yeah, I'm feeling the pain. Remember, my entry's really low, but yeah, I did sell a little bit on the last pump up because I did see we were still going to get some volatility, and hopefully I'm looking for 98 cent. Lido, maybe I get it, maybe I don't. These a lot of ETH projects, a lot of memes, and some of the AI tokens have taken a little bit of a beating this week for sure. I mean, let's look at the month. I wonder if this one doesn't count. Yeah, you got some of the real world tokens. Some of the Ondo, Aptos, they took a little bit of a beating.
Nice. It's crazy. It's not nice. It's bad. Look at Gala, Jimmy. Gala, Jimmy. Look at that on the month. Down 34%, Jimmy.
Yeah, look at Rune. Rune took a nosedive, 50%.
Yeah, that's painful. You know what I think we should look at is these exchange tokens, because this is the BitGet token. I wonder how they've performed. Not too many people have been talking about exchange tokens as of lately. But BNB's been really good. So I wonder, I'd want to look at BitGet, KuCoin, some of those other exchange tokens, because BitGet for the year, not doing too bad.
Wow.
1,000% on that guy. So
looks like the place to be. There you go. Billy Go Tails telling you, look at Big Cat. Look at Big Cat. And we did a couple when Dave,
yeah. So it's some,
ago, sorry, Poyo. A couple of weeks ago we bought what was it, that RXV? What was it, Dave? That thing's pumped. That thing is pumped since we brought it up on the show. RXS
Yeah, man.
token.
If you look here behind me, you'll see. So the blue line is when we mentioned it on the show. So I'll go grab the ruler real quick. Take that blue line to the top. It's up 629% since we mentioned it on the show. And so that's just something that we found along the way when we were just doing research like we would normally do to see what people are talking about. And this is something that they're talking about. And this is the blue line here again is where we mentioned it. So, and then it banged. Now leverage, obviously, it looks like you would have got wrecked right there. But as long as you were in spot and you made it through, you would have been sitting gold.
Yeah. So hopefully some of you guys jumped in on that. That's a good one. Look at that. That's a beautiful looking straight line up chart.
That is a parabolic curve if I've ever seen one. That's for sure.
It's a banana wick.
Yeah. Melissa says Sunday, bloody Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
For
YouTube,
sure.
right? So Pollo, how about a little TA on Bitcoin? Can you pull up your chart
Yeah,
and do
of
a
course.
little TA on?
And guys, I'm not going to get into lower time frames.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into lower time frames on this, just because it's pretty simple. I'm going to take these guys off. We're in the bottom of a range. Yes, we are in the bottom of a range. I'm not taking any type of positions here, and the reason why I'm not taking them is for the simple of we're still, I think, in indecision. And here's what I'm going to say: we have some events coming up. And then we have the inauguration. So this week we do have some events, and I'll go over those in a little bit, that are going to cause some volatility, and it's going to kind of make the market kind of, react like it normally wouldn't. So yes, this would be a great entry. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 taps on the 7/8, on kind of on the bottom of this range. Maybe I'm thinking maybe a little scam wick. What I don't like is this is the daily. This volume that's absent here is concerning to me. And then we don't get volume until we get to 70. Now, this is on a daily, so this would take time. But if we start hanging around on the bottom part of this range, we could go a lot lower. And I know Dave and I we're talking about some of the things that are trending on Google. And Dave, you can get into that after I'll just give a quick little what we're going to see on the calendar this week as far as events that'll cause some volatility in Bitcoin. But yeah, right now we're in the bottom of this range. If you're someone who's just buy spot, I think anywhere around here is okay. But as far as a trade, I'm just waiting. I'm not interested in anything in this. I don't like to diddle in the middle. So I'm not interested in anything in this area right here. So it's just a waiting game for me. Scalpers are having a great time here, but this right where we're at right now, it's a waiting game. I think that, and we can get into this, there is inauguration. I think that's when we're kind of which is, on the 20th. So it's a couple of days from now. And that's when we kind of see where we're going to be. But right now, we're still at the bottom of this range, and it's a waiting game. It really is a waiting game. One thing I will pull up so kind of people can see what days you're going to see some volatility. And I'll pull this up now. So you'll notice, and here I'll just pull this up for the week here. I don't know why it keeps on resetting to the 15th. That's strange. But we'll do from here. And here we are.
Pollo picks away at those keyboards just like he feeds his chickens.
That's not me. I'm not typing, so it's somebody else.
It's probably me. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
Angry typing.
So Wednesday, we have some FOMC speakers, and then we have core PPI, and it's month over month. Not a lot of information, but this will cause a little bit of moving in the market. For me, more it's Wednesday. We're gonna get. Not Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday in the morning we're gonna have core CPI, and this will cause. And then after that, you have FOMC members, and I'm sure that the media is probably going to question them on how this report comes out. So this is going to be important. For anybody who's interested in stuff like this, this kind of will give you the information if you're going to trade, you're going to be in a trade maybe, and this is for like a scalp really. This will kind of give you, a good timeline of, all right, I want to wait for after this news to come out, because if it's good, you'll get a pump. If it's bad, you're going to get a dump. So, just a little bit of things you want to look out for this week. And I believe we do have retail sales, unemployment claims. I think this guy right here, this guy needs to if it outperforms, we will see even a bigger dump. We will see more downside price action. If unemployment claims are under this number, we need higher unemployment claims to see Bitcoin, crank up, because what that's telling a lot of investors is, hey, there's too many jobs. They're not gonna be on risk on assets. So that's what I'm looking at. And I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of just in a waiting game. I think I don't like trading this type of treachery. So as for me, I've kind of just been sitting on the sidelines waiting. But there's definitely going to be some fireworks this week, and I think next week is when we're really going to see some moves. That's what I'm seeing right now, and that's kind of what I've been keeping my eyes on.
Yeah, man, awesome. Thank you.
Back to you, Dave. I know that you were talking about some of the trending topics.
Was that where I was talking about? What was I talking about? Trending topics?
I guess he's kicking it over to you, Dave, for trending topics.
Well, because I had mentioned it before, but he was talking about a lot of what was it, like Bitcoin breaking down or something? There was like a topic that was something you saw trending on Google about Bitcoin crashing.
That was a surprise whenever we looked into what was going on, what was being said this week. There wasn't a lot of action under crypto and Bitcoin, but one of the things that was popping up several times with the breakout search term was the great crypto crash of 2025. And so I don't know if they know something that we don't know, but that's what we're seeing out there is there's a lot of traffic, and there's really only traffic under that. And then under a totally, it seemed like unrelated keyword that we'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, so that's what people are searching. Why do you guys think that's trending right now? Why do you think people are thinking or triggered towards a great crypto crash of 2025?
I don't know. It's interesting. It could be a whole bunch of new people that jumped in at 108 and they're worried, or it could be some other nefarious reason that we don't know about. For me personally, like the cycle's the cycle. Until it breaks, I'm a believer in the probability curve of the cycle. I'm still saying that we're going to go to altcoin season. So to me, this is a little bit of consolidation. It's expected. We had this back in 2021, if you recall, the double top. I mean, all the way back down, and then we came back up again. I don't know. I don't know what, to answer your question, I don't know why, but I would say it could be that there's just a lot of people that are thinking that this could happen. Now, I am a believer in 2026 is probably going to be a tough year. And that, again, is based on charts and historical data as well. So I don't know. What do you think, Jimmy? What do you think the trending topic out there right now is the great crash of 2025?
I mean, who knows? Why that's trending. I mean, I think both points you just made is probably one of the two. Is either just someone playing with our heads, or there's a bunch of new people trying to jump in. I mean, just this past week, someone I've been talking to for 2 years finally called me. I got my Coinbase account set up. I want to get in, and I was like, man, he had $10,000. I was like, dude, stamp a DCA. Spend $1,000 on Bitcoin, spend $1,000 on ETH, get the DCA number, and then take the other $8,000 and put it in USDC, and just wait. there's so much indecision right now. And, I even showed him a chart, over the last several weeks. I mean, we're just in this big range. And I was like, man, you could probably try to make some quick cash, just catching the bottom of the range and hoping it goes back to the top of the range. And, you could do a couple of those, but I would just sit and wait. You've got a number now, make that number, that DCA number go down. But I would do it cautiously, don't ape in.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Tony? Why the 2025 great crash of 2025 is trending now?
I think a lot of people, once Bitcoin hit 100,000, started paying attention. And then a lot of people maybe started trying to figure out how to get in. And then they got real scared because they saw, I just think it, when the masses start to jump into things, often it's maybe time to look at where it's going. But I think there's still room in the spring here for it to run. I just think people get scared, and then all the holiday spending and with the election transfer, or not the election transfer, but the transfer of power, and then there's been a lot of other financial things going on around the globe outside the U.S. as well. So, I just think we have to be along for the ride. I think there's still more upside to go, but isn't there usually always a drawdown before it goes back up to, and then at the end of this cycle, the 4-year cycle, then it starts tailing off. So it's not phasing me. It's time for me. It's time to continue to DCA in and go from there.
Yeah. Pole man, good to see you. Look at Dave hitting the subscribe now. So we have a whole bunch of new transitions and stuff that everybody's playing with, so we're having fun with it. We'll work out all the details of it, and probably through the next 2 or 3 streams, right, guys? But that's compliments of Dave Digital and his great production value with those transitions. We appreciate that. Let's see.
One thing, Billy, I forgot to mention is, remember, since November we've been in this weird range, this 85, and we did get that Santa rally, right? And I mean, it was on the 24th, and then we just went straight down from there. And I think a lot of retail people, that I think maybe that was the market maker tricking people into believing that we're going to go parabolic, and then just trying to see how low they need to go to shake everybody up.
Maybe
They can just buy it cheap. That's all.
I think 2024 was.
Red, do you got like it playing in the background or something? Or you're being faded out by something. I don't know what it was.
Okay.
There you
Can
go.
you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, no. So 2024 was pretty good for a lot of people. I mean, Bitcoin saw 30K, then bounced all the way to 100K before the end of the year. People are taking profits, guys. People are way up. They're taking profits. Also, taxes are coming here pretty soon. I'm pretty sure January 1st, people were eyeing when they were going to get out of the market, and they're way up. So that's my short-term thesis. That's the way I look at it. Also, and institutions are way up, and institutions aren't getting back in yet. They're waiting. So, and as well they should be. It's smart money. Smart money is waiting to come back into play. They haven't arrived yet this year, but they'll be here when they come. I think we're close to a bottom. Looking at the market, I think we're close to a bottom. There's a lot of charts right now that want to pounce, but they're just getting bogged down because of the recent economic news. And then, like Poyo pointed out earlier, that was a great job of pointing out unemployment numbers. They have a strong effect on the price of Bitcoin. Strong effect. Benjamin Cowan did a whole 1-hour video on how employment numbers affect the price of Bitcoin. And if you guys are going to check that out, I think Ben Cowan's like one of the better guys in the space to be watching price action on Bitcoin. But he comes up with some pretty good stuff. But yeah, sorry about that, Billy. I'll send it back over to you.
No, man, that's great commentary, brother. I mean, we're just all trying to figure out why why that is trending right now. So who knows? We don't know the reason. We're just like everybody else. We're trying to figure it out. But I will say this, man, like if you just came into this marketplace, the cryptocurrency space, you probably don't know this, but for most of us, like I look at this chat here and we got some OGs in our chat, right? In our community. And we want new people. We want this to be a place to come for new people, but so does every other YouTuber, right? But I will say this, we kind of learned in 2021 that even if you bought $69,000, all you had to do is hold. I mean, it's really hard to say that on a given stock, right? So you can always use everybody, all the rich, all the wealthy, they know that you use the S&P index to preserve your wealth, to preserve your capital. You use the S&P index. So, roughly 12%, you take some taxes out, you're 7-8%, you're doing good, right? But now there's a new guy in town, and that new guy is called Bitcoin. And all you have to do is hold Bitcoin, even if you bought the top. 4 years from that, you're going to be just great. Who wouldn't want to make from 69,000 to 108,000, right? You, especially those that bought down at the bottom. And then the 4 years before that, now I came in 17, but I came in at the top of 17. So at 17, I think I bought my first Bitcoin. It was right around 16,017, right? But then in 21, it got up to 69,000. So there's a cycle. We're winning. Then last cycle got to 69. It's already at 108, went up to 108, winning, right? And we haven't, in my humble opinion, we have not hit the top yet. So there's this new player in town to a lot of people called Bitcoin. And I think it's going to be the place to preserve wealth, not just gain wealth, but preserve wealth in the future. Right now, the S&P has always been the big way because 6-7% preserving wealth, you're keeping up with inflation at 4%. You're doing well. You're not at least losing money, right? But now with Bitcoin, man, there's going to be a lot of wealthy people coming into the space to use that as a wealth preserver. For us, for most of us, we're using it as a wealth creator. We're creating wealth with Bitcoin. For this particular cycle, it's been a little goofy, right? I mean, we all know we bought Bitcoin, but we also bought altcoins at the bottom in late 22, early 23. They've done well, but a lot of them have not moved. I mean, all the boomer coins, all the Dino coins, Polygon Matic, Polkadot, Atom. I mean, these things just have not done anything, right? So one of the takeaways, and I always try to have a takeaway for each cycle that I'm writing down and almost like logging in your journal for trading, is the takeaways. And some of the takeaways that I'm seeing, it's not over yet, but at least I'm logging it down to remind me, because once it happens, like say we have altcoin season and it really takes off like it did the last few cycles, you might forget. So I log it down so I can keep track of it. But if it doesn't happen, wow. Like my takeaway is next cycle, I'm going to load up more Bitcoin. And I have a good fair amount. Like Bitcoin is my biggest part of my portfolio as far as dollars go, but I'm going to even be buying more because it just never fails us. I mean, that's the one coin. It just does not fail us. So I'm just long always on Bitcoin.
And the ones that we did see, they lagged, but they actually moved, and they're boomers or dinos, is the ISO coins, the ISO to the 200 coins. There's Quant. I didn't even know Quant was one of them, but look at Algorand, look at even ADA finally, woke up from its slumber. But I will say, I kind of moved some of my stuff into these ISO coins just for a little bit of safety, because I'm not too happy with the way some of the alts, Lido being one of them, have performed so far.
Yeah. Yeah, ADA was always good. You know, buying ADA, believing in ADA. Same with XRP. Um, those are ISO coins, right? XLM, XDC. These are ISO coins. And if you bought the bottom on these, you've done very well. You've done very well. Now, is it over? Are you going to do better? Probably so, with the altcoin season around the corner. But those ISO coins have done very well, and it's something to. It's another takeaway. It's definitely on my list. It's definitely a takeaway from this cycle so far, year to date, anyways. Let's see. Who else do we have in chat? Mike Vollmer, good to see you, brother. Let's see. I thought I saw Pole Man in there. Bedel's still hanging around. Good to
Got
see
Wick's
you guys.
wife in there. We got
Wifey!
Mr. Anon himself.
B Frank was on with us on X.
Oh,
B.
he was
Frank.
B Frank. Good to see B Frank. B Frank comes over to us. We met B Frank in the apes. That's good. And we'll have to get into some NFTs on one of the shows just to talk about like our NFTs and what's going on in the NFT world. With that, thinking of NFTs, Tony, why don't you talk about where we're at with our books and the NFT stuff?
All right. Well, as you know, you can go to our website, billygoattales.io, and let me get my screen up here on my side. There we go. Right here, if you go to our website, you can find some of the Giver's Gain pathway. You can, our 10 cornerstones. And right here, there's some, depending on the size of your screen, NFT mint info. If you want to learn about the mint, you can learn about some of the information on it here. You can go to the official mint site. And once you have an NFT and you connect your Cardano wallet, you can go to this book reader. I'm going to actually show a little bit of the book reader a little bit later. But we've got 289 sold. There's still some available. There's still plenty of Easter eggs available, which some of those Easter eggs will be in a drawing to come out on a you have a vacation trip that you can come with the Billy Goat Tales team. And also 3 of them, there's 3 chapter 9 Easter eggs, and all of those have a 500 USDC prize attached to them. So go to that mint site there if you are interested, and I will show you the book platform in just a little bit that we built so that you can read the season 1 Billy Goat Tales book. Next, I was just going to really quickly, Billy, show people the motivational mindset. Obviously, they're already here on YouTube. We can go to the motivational mindset playlist. And the reason I want to show that, you have all these videos here that we've already put out. And now, as of this week, we just started putting them out on as a podcast on Spotify and also on Apple Music, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and a few others. But if you want to, give us some love on there, maybe you like to listen to podcasts, maybe it's easy to download because sometimes they automatically download. If you're in an area where you're not going to have a signal, you can listen to those. If you want to share them with other people, feel free to do that. It's listed under Rich Smothers, which all of us know is Crypto Billy, but sometimes the Web 2 world doesn't quite know that. It's still under Billy Goat Tales, and it's titled Motivational Mindset. So you can find them there. This is Spotify. Right here is the Amazon Music, same exact stuff. And we've started with the first 3 first few that we put out on the YouTube channel, but I'm going to start catching them up here soon. This next week on YouTube, Billy really had an excitement about a couple of the videos that he was putting out. I mean, we love all of them, but you had a couple excitement about one of them in particular. That one will come out on Thursday, Billy, but the ones leading up to it kind of give that set people up for what you're going to talk about Thursday. And I won't spill the beans. You might want to later. And like I said, here's iHeart Radio. You can find that here as well. And then also, I guess I missed one. Maybe this is the Apple Music. Yeah, Apple Music. So you can find them all there and a few other places. So right here, I'm going to share with you what it looks like. This is the preface. So I've already logged in. I've already connected the wallet. Right here, you have the preface. And then I'm going to go into page 3. And fortunately, we do have this little thing here. You can type in the page you want to go to in each section and move forward. But here in the table of contents, it shows you which NFTs. So book cover 1 includes these 3 chapters that you can read, which is right here on that tab. Book cover 2 includes The Art of Habits, Integrity of Honor, The Power of Faith, which would be under that tab there, and all the way down. And in the very, very back, we have an appendix that people can look to see which chapter different speakers were on. Like, for instance, Alex O, he spoke on the strength of community. And right here, any of our YouTuber friends, we have their YouTube links right there for you to go to. You can check out if you're new to crypto, or you pass this off to someone who's new to crypto, they can start to find all of the favorite chapters that they have. There's also a summary that, let's just say you buy one and you want to learn about what the other chapters are about. So if I go to page 31 in this section, here's a summary of the strength of community. It's a one-page summary of each of them, and people can learn more about it. And then at the very end, these are all the X spaces. So if people want to, so this is starting on page 61 in the appendix. If people want to go and listen to the X spaces, then there's the links, all of them right here in the book, so that people can go and re-listen to them. And we do have a little bit of news. I believe in 2 weeks, we're gonna start refreshing some of the first 10 cornerstones, the first 10 chapters of the NFT book. Are discussions that were had and transcribed into this book that we have, this NFT book. And so not this coming Tuesday, but the following on the 21st, we're going to refresh the community discussion. Please invite several people, any of the YouTubers, any influencers, but also yourself. We're hoping to do a community spotlight there on some of our community members. But so come back, and we're going to start hitting some of these topical areas that we did, our 10 cornerstones, and refresh them through the beginning of this year sometime. But we're starting with community. Love to have that dialogue and see maybe what things have changed, what things have people have grown to know, and other insights. So that's what I've got to share for today.
Nice. That's a lot, Tony. So also with our own NFT project, keep in mind we have Easter eggs in that. And what does that mean to you? That means we are giving away a really, really cool trip with us team members in South Carolina at a lake house. And all you have to do is hold one of those NFTs that have yes to the Easter egg, the EE on the metadata. And if you don't know how to read that, or you don't know what I'm talking about, jump into our Discord. Matter of fact, if you go into our Discord and you guys just create any funny image, it could be of me or Dave Digital or Jimmy. You put any funny image in there, we'll pick the funniest image, and we'll send you right away a pair of the official Billy Goat Tail socks. And that's just a little giveaway we're going to do for you. Or we'll give you one of our children's books that's on Amazon right now. We are actually writing, Redman is actually writing the second children's book, and we're probably going to launch it this quarter. This first quarter will be the second installment of the Billy Goat Tales children's books. And then right after that, Jimmy's working on his. So we had a lot of cool stuff coming, and to be on all these other social media platforms, thanks to the Biomex, which includes Apple and Spotify and all this really, these other good social media channels or podcast channels is just really cool. We're growing, guys. We're growing. We're going to the next level. It's all because of you. It's all because of the Givers Game Pathway. It's all because we want to help you and you want to help us. We're all in it together. So if you want to go into our Discord and it can be an AI image. Dave, you don't get to participate because Dave knows how to manipulate AI better than everybody. So you don't get to participate. But if you go in there and put some funny image of us in there in our Discord, we will vote on it, and I'll get your address. We'll mail those out to you. We'll have fun with it. By the way, Alex O, we sent him a pair of otter socks. So he's got the otter socks. We have the goat socks, and Alex's family, of course, with that. What else we got, guys? Go ahead.
Hold on. I already participated. I'm participating right now. Let me see if I can move myself out of the way. There we go.
See, I knew Dave would be he was like doing it as I was talking. I'm sure.
I have to give credit where credit is due. That came from the Frankie Candles Discord. Somebody memed me. And so, but that's my funny meme. And you can go see it in our Discord.
Yeah, let's take a poll right now in the chat. Put up a candle if you want us to get Frankie on the show on one of these shows. For put a candle in the chat if you want to get Frankie on with us, because we could probably make that happen. I can ask Frankie if he'd like to join us for a little bit. Everybody in the candle mafia, Frankie is brethren to us, of course. There we go. With that, we also have in the house to do a little more TA for us. We also have DDT in the building. What's going on, Darren?
Good evening. How was
Hey.
everyone?
Good.
to
How you
see
doing,
brother.
Darren?
Doing well.
I'm just making sure everything's on. Yeah, cool. Yeah, all good. Watching Bitcoin drop a bit.
Yeah. How'd you do today so far? Been doing good in trades?
No, not trading. Sunday's my day off, pretty much family time.
Yeah.
So
Well, you are with family right now.
second or third family. Yeah.
Extended family.
So let's pull up. Polio went over Bitcoin a little bit. You can feel free to hit that with your own spin too, and I definitely want to take a look at Cardano today as well. But yeah, let's jump into some charts, brother. I know you know what you're doing.
What do you think, Darren? We got a 12-minute diamond reversal pattern happening.
It's probably been. I have saved my chart. I don't know if it's coming up. Don't know if my mic is loud enough. But
We can hear you, man.
yeah, my chart. I don't know if it's showing yet. I have shared it.
Oh, okay. Then boom, we got you.
Okay. Obviously, let me just switch over to BLX quickly. Different chart. But for the most part, there's a lot of people here looking at this monthly red dot that could come in at some point. We still have 18 days left of the month, so we were almost going to get it back here like last year, and then never got the red dot for the month all the way up until May. I think only in May it printed or confirmed last year. So it's looking like the bears are in control here, just bringing price down. The monthly is the concern at the moment. One of the things that confirmed last week was the 2-week red dots. It's very iffy and choppy because this is the issue for me. I don't know why it's not showing anything. The issue for me now is that sub 1 day, we're starting to kind of get a bit more oversold. So it's looking as if, sorry, I might just put back onto private now. But for the most part, it's looking as if we are going to come down and test these ranges. It's a tough one because sentiment is really bearish. And that's normally the point when Bitcoin will do a U-turn, right? When you bear also as well, with all the FUD coming out this week and over the last maybe 2 weeks or whatever it was, that always happens towards the local bottom. That's just a sentiment thing that you would expect it to happen at the top. Like, so obviously there's always euphoria at the top and then like a hectic FUD at the bottom. So for the most part, yeah, we're just almost at the bottom of this range now. But something that's really concerning now is the bearish pressure on the 4 hour. So market cipher A, we've had 3, literally from Friday or from Saturday, we've had three blood diamonds on the 4 hour, which are usually quite strong. We've only had 1 on the Heikin-Ashi candles. So somehow the Heikin-Ashi candles are a bit more stronger when they kind of have the signals on market cipher A. So for the most part, money's looking okay though. So it's like temporary drops that get bought up. And then for the most part, the only thing I do have here, if it shows, I used liquidation levels by Leviathan. You can see here, this works on open interest and CVD. So you can see there's local liquidity below us. And obviously we have a hell of a lot above us. And also as well, this run up here earlier on took out some high level liquidations that came in on Friday. So it took out these ones here from Friday going into Saturday that were heavily shorting the 100Xs. At the moment, we've only really got locally close to us a lot of 50 and 25Xs above. We do have some local 100Xs below us. So that's the kind of my thought now. My thought now is if we sweep these, then that's probably, we may get a reversal. So let me just quickly look. So what I do as well is you set up a weekend consolidation called the weekend trap. And we basically just, we've been in the weekend trap the whole week. And then obviously what a lot of weekend traders will do, or the people that know how to trade this kind of consolidation, is obviously long the low or the deviations of the low, and short the deviations of the high. So that's basically what's come into effect now. And concern is this 4-hour blood diamond, and they just stacked 3 in a row almost within the last 2 days. It's not a very good look. The issue is as well, specifically, that I did see the 4-hour wave trends are struggling. So lower time frame, there's a lot of bearish pressure as well now. So that's obviously why we're dropping. And range play, we're probably looking for this 9400-ish 9400-ish low on Bitcoin, kind of as the, I'll take it off, sorry. So that, like 9400 is obviously the next level down. You could play locally as well, because what happened is here, I think we just bounced off a 618. Locally, is it that one? Oh, just front runner. But basically there was a local 618 here that kind of we bounced here. I don't know, obviously maybe don't have it set up properly, but there was a local fib there that, but Bitcoin for the most part, I would think it's going to be a down into an upward move into the news come CPR, PPR on Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday. So I'm thinking down, up, if I had to guess, kind of just based on what's currently showing on the charts. And then obviously come that news, it's anyone's guess what's going to happen. So that's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin needs to take out another, and obviously that's normal, more bearish kind of what I'm thinking, but it has to take out this high. There's local liquidity above here. So obviously it can get a speed accelerated move. As soon as it takes these out, it's obviously going to mess around there and take out all the liquidities between those, between the highs. But I'm kind of more biased to say it's going to go down kind of into Asia session this evening. So that's Bitcoin. Not really, and obviously there's levels lower. So between 9400, you've obviously got 88k, 84k, 77k is kind of your key. You're 90.4 kind of 90k, and then 88, 84. I think there's a few key levels around 82 as well, and then 77. So that's Bitcoin. But something as well that I did notice for anyone with a keen eye, Sailor's tempting us again with his when's the next dot, thinking about the next green dot. So I saw that this morning.
Interesting.
So but also as well, kind of anyone that does follow the ETFs were net sold this week, outflows, but that also may be as well tax harvesting still, because I think you got, well, the UK, we've got till the end of January to report, or kind of, I have to do that now for 22-23, kind of April 23, or year behind. But but I don't know how your guys' tax year works. So it may be tax harvesting as well. People who are in profit on the ETF sold out, and that's obviously forces the hands on the ETFs to sell the Bitcoin a bit as well. But apart from that, that's basically Bitcoin. Not a hell of a lot going on. Thinking a bit lower before it goes higher for a lower high, and then further down. But I think that's the sentiment. That's just what the charts are showing. The charts are showing.
Man. And then while you're catching your breath there, we want to say hi to, we got 107 live viewers on X, or not, on X right now. And it is live viewers, Billy. I know we were talking about that. If we wondered if that number would go down and go back up, and it does. So that's 107 live viewers out on X. Get in the chat over there, guys, and say something. Don't just let me and Biomex sit over here and talk to each other.
Yeah, I know. I'm chatting from the Billy Goat Sales handle right now. Dave's in there. CryptoCoin Mindset said hello. So, but everybody else on X, feel free to jump in the chat.
Yeah, 100 live viewers over there.
Yep. We have 143 in total, which is great. So the rest is on YouTube. We appreciate that. So let's let's do Cardano real quick, DDT,
Yeah,
and then we got Burke in the building. Burke, we're stand by, Burke, because we're going to go into some solo mining action as soon as DDT's done with Cardano here.
Let me just see if these have got. I can take these off. These are all solitary levels. Let's just take these all off because they are.
Did we share the market update little video that we have going? Do you want to share that out to our audience as we as DDT's getting prepped?
Yeah. Hey, man.
There you
Do a
go.
little market update action. Another
At this
Dave
point-
Digital slide.
At this point with Cardano, obviously we have this local range here to the side. It's just respecting it for the most part. I can take that out because it's not worried. Have some few levels here that probably just didn't neaten the chart up. For the most part, it's kind of come up, messed around with this POC, obviously rejected. It's kind of holding this range here at the moment, holding that value area low. So for the most part, it's just range playing at the moment. It's been one of the strong ones as well, along with XRP. And that's weird to say, kind of as an inverted comma dino coin, or older coin that's kind of at least had a few cycles in it. XRP. Weekly. So we have that doesn't look like a good range though. I don't know why I pulled that like that. Yeah. Don't reject that. It's not really got to that. So it looks like it wants to print a VWAP's coming up, it's starting to clip. So obviously all dependence on Bitcoin, but it's looking like it wants to go after this retrace. It could go a bit higher. Level wise.
And remember, ADA's, they're in ADA's part of that ISO, that ISO 200, so it kind of makes sense that it's following that, that XRP type of movement.
Even HBAR as well. I think HBAR is also included.
Yes.
Also saw something like this week as well. HBAR was doing okay. So this value area is key here at 95 cents basically. Obviously you've got a 618 local golden pocket there, or otherwise just below it was this previous weekly low the right level? No, it wasn't. Previous weekly low, it's basically on there. So for the most part, ADA's kind of key level is 95 cents, and then it's basically just doing a rotation on this range at the moment. So obviously up, down. If it holds here, you'd expect it to kind of come back up to the POC. Lower levels, I thought I had a lower level around 88 cents. A few recent pivots. Yeah, it's come into that golden pocket already. So that's going to be the key golden pocket at between 80 and 84 cents. If it comes down, well, obviously it's tagged it already and come back in on the daily. It's actually printing a daily on the trigger, 90-minute money flow. The thing is it's selling off, so it's like mixed signals. You would expect on a daily trigger to be moving up, but it's not really. 90-minute money flow is just crossed. 4 hour. So yeah, for the most part, ADA's got to hold 95 cents. Otherwise, it's probably coming down to 786, kind of 90. But yeah, close to 90 cents. But key levels are still this zone here, which also lines up with the huge demand zone there. So this kind of 80 to 84 cents zone is kind of the key zone to hold. It's doing okay. Money flow is still okay though as well. It's just everything it's curving out slightly on a 4 hour. Kind of 4 hours my gauge. I have a guess here. It's probably gonna bounce between 90 and 94 cents, I think. locally. Yeah, locally we just got that golden pocket. Yeah, so between 90 and this 94 cents golden pocket's probably the key level. 15 minutes, not all doing that much. Yeah, it's starting to get a bit oversold now. So momentum waves, yeah. But this is the thing as well. What kind of everyone always, or what a lot of traders or even new traders kind of get their head kind of stuck, or kind of their psyche stuck around, is that, oh, it's oversold, it needs to go up. Generally, what I find is if it's oversold, it'll have one more swipe down, a kind of a final dip before it moves. So yeah, this 90 to 95 cents kind of zone is probably where it's going to move up. But that being said, as well, the way Bitcoin is acting, it could go lower, but we just got to wait and see. Upside targets probably will just be this small range up here. If eventually when it bounces, probably like 108 to 110 will probably be key resistance zone within this volume profile, this value area high and this POC, this purple POC local. That will probably be where I'll be looking to pull that down. Yeah, you got a 786 on the POC. So yeah, basically 109 on this. But yeah, 108 to 111, 110, 111 is probably the upside targets when or if it does bounce. So yeah, Bitcoin's probably going to take it down a bit more though, just by what I'm seeing, kind of. And yeah, one thing that we need to be worried about is Bitcoin dominance is still.
Well, you check that looks like either
up.
Uneven butt cheeks or uneven cup and handle. One of the two. Look at that. It's crazy.
It's starting to put in hard drawings. Hard drawings. It's starting to put in. So the 1 hour it wants to put in hidden divergence. 4 hour needs to come down for divergence. Still. I know, but Bitcoin was trying to put in a daily bullish divergence and it's still not doing anything. 8 hour. Yeah, it's got a bit more work to do. So it's going to need to take out. It's going to need to take out this low at 88 cents basically to actually put in decent higher time frame bullish divergences. But it's in a clear uptrend, so you might not get it. So you might get hidden divergences in the uptrend where you'll have higher price. You'll have. Sorry, I'm trying to think now. You'll have lower price and higher and lower. I'm getting confused, but yeah, you'll probably get hidden divergences more likely now because it's in a more clearer uptrend. But you probably get like 1 hour and below. Starting to put in hidden divergence. Come on. Starting to put in hidden divergence on my indicator. So that's higher low, lower low. That's what I meant to get at. But yeah, the one thing at the moment, the controversial thing is Bitcoin dominance. It's still continuing to go up, which is not ideal. We want this thing to drop, but it's just a matter of time when it does. I was a bit controversial, maybe a week or two, saying that we'll get back to 59. And that's probably where I think we resolve this. 58 to 59 again is, or 58.5 to 59 is probably where I'll resolve, where it'll probably have its top. At that point, if it doesn't have its top, we're not going to get a whole season. But for the most part, yeah, it's bullish, kind of obviously money flow.
So you're saying if Bitcoin doesn't get up to 58 or 59 on the dominance, we're probably not going to have alt season. So in other words, if it doesn't go back,
it needs to put in. It's controversial because it needs to put in. It doesn't need to put in divergences. It can just go up and just absolutely crash, right? But it needs to get into the zone to start putting in divergences for me. So obviously, if you're looking at like the 8 hour, it's going to have to come up a little. Where's my drawing tool? It's going to have to come up a little bit to put the lower high and it still needs to get above there to put the higher highs. So it has to get above 58.18 to start putting in the high time frame bearish divergences, kind of the signs of weakness. And yeah, it's controversial, but the fact of the matter sometimes comes down to that the bulk of the money is going into Bitcoin because of the ETFs and the institutions. But Michael said they're just being kamikaze. So it's a tough one, and kind of for someone who's alt heavy, it's also not the best, right? But
Yeah.
for me, that's kind of what's going to happen here. It's got to put in the top. It's got to put in divergence. It's got to show weakness, which it's not. it's a bit of a So it has to kind of put in the higher time frame, show signs of weakness, where currently it's showing higher time frames signs of strength. And also as well, not many alts are, even with Bitcoin moving, the alts are barely moving as well. Obviously, you have certain coins, obviously like AI agents, or you have some memes running, you have some kind of the ISO 20, 200, 22, those type of ones move every now and then. XRP is a good example, like outperformed most of the coins this week. But it's very tough with kind of the state of Bitcoin dominance to actually say that we get that. And obviously everyone's calling for January to be bullish, and it's so hard to not get fixated on one side. I want alt season, or you just go with the flow. And I think for the most part, everyone's like pining for alt season. Obviously, we just need to be a bit more patient, because we're not really going to get the true alt season until we have this sign of weakness on Bitcoin dominance.
All right, DDT. I appreciate you, man. I know Tony's got to run, so he wants to say goodbye, and then we got Burke down here, so feel free to hang out, stay around.
Hang on. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you, Billy Goat Tales fam, for joining in, and continue to rock it out with the rest of the team and our guests. Thanks for being with us. Tuesday, we have a great show coming up, and in 2 weeks, like I said, we've got community. We're going to talk about community again. So bring your help us send out invites, and let's have that be a good session. Love y'all. Adios.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate you, man. So we have our man GF Burke in the building. What's going on, Burke?
Hey guys, how's it going, man?
Good to have you on, brother.
You guys can hear me and everything. I sound
you're good to go, brother.
I sound totally amazing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Hey man, thanks for having me on, man. I think we were doing some things and just kind of wanted to give a shout out to some people and some updates on what's going on. And I don't know, Billy, Red and I were kind of discussing some things today, and we probably need to talk to you offline, but yeah, we've got some cool stuff going on with the mining aspects, and yeah,
man. So just to set the table, we bought some at the Bitcoin conference. We bought some BitX miners, solo miners, and Red bought some, Tony bought some, Biomex, myself. I don't know, Jimmy, did you buy any? No, okay.
Did not.
Okay, so we got those rolling independently, and then Burke, recently has asked us, hey man, just instead of mining it solo, why don't you join our pool? So we started talking about that here at the Billy Goat Tales team, and so Red and I joined GF Burke's pool. He is a miner. He's big into mining. And so I said, hey man, won't you come on? And there's probably other people that have solo miners or miners, and won't you come on and talk about that? And so we invited him on, and that's kind of setting the table for you there, Burke.
yeah, definitely, man. And there's I know some of us are aware about mining, the aspect of doing that. A lot of us are just traders, but even in our own Discord, like our Lifer Discord, even our top traders, whenever I talk about mining, they're still like, what? I don't understand what this means. What are you talking about? So basically, I'll just give a quick basic rundown as far as the aspects of solo versus pool mining in general. So since we had the halving Bitcoin this last year, what that meant was the block rewards, if you were to hit a block, you would have gotten 6.2 Bitcoin, if you hit that block. And we just had the halving that dropped it down to 3.1. So now the block rewards is 3.1 Bitcoin per block. And the way Bitcoin works specifically is their emissions rate is 1 block every 10 minutes. So effectively, every 10 minutes, someone on the planet, whether it's a pool, whether it's a solo, someone's going to hit a block every 10 minutes. So that's kind of the basics of that. So now you could do what's called pool mining or solo mining. With solo mining, like the little ones that we've got, that we're kind of hooking up together, they're very low hash rate. The chances are very slim. It's a lottery system at that point. I use them. I mean, here in Idaho, it gets pretty cold. So I have quite a few running around the house just for the extra heat. So I look at it in the aspect of, hey, I'm generating heat. Yeah, I got to pay for that and then electricity. But I'm running every 10 minutes is a lottery ticket, right? 24/7, just goes forever. So in solo mining, you either make nothing or you hit the jackpot. That's solo mining. Otherwise, you make nothing at all unless you get extremely lucky. So with pool mining, that's usually what you do. That's what most people would do. That way, you're generating revenue all day, every day. If we were to put our small miners in a big pool, that means, with everyone all together, when we hit a block, that the rewards are distributed throughout everyone in that pool. So with our little ones, we might make like 10 cents a day or 5 cents a day, or hardly anything at all, which really isn't conducive. I don't think it doesn't really make much sense as far as Bitcoin is concerned. So what we have elected to do, and I think most people who have these little, like the BitAxe, or they have the Nano 3s, like what I'm running, which they just came out with a new model. It's like, anyway, the people who have these smaller miners, I would recommend, kind of like what we're doing, is getting at least 3 people to join your own solo pool effectively. That way, all of you are trying together. All that hash rate kind of goes together. There's pros and cons both ways, right? Always. So if we were to hit a block, we get 1 Bitcoin each effectively, but we're combining our powers together, which is going to give us a much greater chance than just trying to be out there as a lone wolf running, 500 gigahash, from like one BitAxe, right?
Yeah, that pool that we're using, it enables us to combine to get a higher hash rate. And not only that, we have a better chance of hitting a block. The only thing is it's like this. It's if you're running an ASIC, you're getting rewards every day. So, but also if you want an ASIC, you're going to pay probably close to $20,000 for an ASIC Bitcoin miner that's profitable. And not only that, the power output that you put out with those ASICs are so high that it's hard for residential miners to actually run them. They would need like a 30 amp pole and everything else. But these little solo miners, it's like 50 cents a month to run these things. It's like basically like charging your phone. You pay $150, and you get it. You get it. Yeah, it's a very slim chance, and it's a total lottery thing. But $150 puts you in the running. You got a chance. You put your foot in the door. You get to see how mining works. These things run off of IP addresses. You find your IP address. You download the software. They have a BitAxe. I'm not sure how nanos are ran. I haven't run a nano, but the BitAxe, it gives you a dashboard. It gives you settings. You can go in there. You can tweak the settings. You can get these things to spit out. Like mine, right now, I'm spitting out 600 gigahash, which to be honest with you, that's great, but I would rather be pumping out more shares than anything else, because the more shares you pump out, the better chance you get of hitting stock. So
Mhm.
I try,
Yeah.
I try to find as much as possible to see, because I try to get it under that 70 Celsius mark, because that's when that 70 Celsius and above is when the AXOS is telling me, hey, you're way too hot. So if I can keep it anywhere between 65 to 67, that's usually the sweet spot for mine. It may be different for yours, Burke, or it may be different for Billy's, but there's a lot of different factors. Uh, these things, they're very fickle. One day they'll run and run and run. They won't get knocked off the internet, and then the next day they're going on and off the internet, or on and off the Wi-Fi constantly. So, but like I said, $150 puts you in the running. I like it. I love mining. That's how I got started in crypto.
Not to cut you off, Redman, but Burke, decipher that. Use your Caesar cipher and decipher this for us laymen. That Retro Mike said. Do you see that on the screen?
And he's right as far as solo mining Bitcoin Cash or Doge block rewards. That is definitely true. And I talked to my wife about that. And I'm like, we'll have a better chance if we just go to like the fake Bitcoin. She's like, no, let's just do it straight up. So I mean, he's right. I mean, technically true. The hash rate is much lower on Bitcoin Cash and Doge or any SHA-256. I mean, any of the ones the big X and the Nano 3s can do. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot better chance. But I don't know. I'd rather play the Powerball than a scratch off myself. But
Okay. Yeah, that's a better way to frame it in my mind. Because that makes sense to me, right? I'm like, okay, do I want to play scratch offs? Do I want to play the super lotto, right?
Right.
Okay.
And the way that you, me, and Red are doing it, it's the same aspect. Again, just kind of explain it to someone else. It's the same method, like when you do pulling lottery tickets from your workspace. Like when everyone chips in, $5, and you get 20 people, and if it hits, then you all share the rewards. It's the same concept of that. Your chances are higher, but you're going to get less if you do hit a block. So that's kind of now the Nano 3. I mean, the bit axes are great. I know it has happened. People hitting blocks randomly on those. But man, the Nano 3s, the new versions just rolled out. They're pulling about 5 terahash, and they're like $250, $300. They do put out, they're not loud, but they do put out good spatial heat. Of course, you pay for that wattage for the extra power, right? But in the wintertime, it makes total sense to me, especially for where I'm at. If you're in like southern Florida or something where it's 100 degrees, 80 degrees, yeah, it might be, you got to kind of figure that out, right? But here in the high desert, it makes sense to help out with the heat cost. The Nano 3 is probably your best bang, and there's 2 different places that you can get the Nano 3. It's called the Avalon Nano 3. Miner Pals, I don't know if I could probably just post the links in your
absolutely.
StreamYard, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that one, and I know that where did it go? I know that they do take crypto for payments. I've actually that's how I bought mine. When Kaz hit 20 cents, I did pull out a little bit and only to buy ASIC miners. So that's one of the places there.
Red, can you grab that in the private chat and put it out in the public chat? Copy and paste it out there so everybody can see it.
That's the new S3 version. That's just one newer version than what I personally have. A little bit more efficient. The other place to get that I have ordered from that actually does have that takes crypto, and it takes a while to get here. It's coming from I think Taiwan. I think it came from is the Indiegogo. Yeah, it's the Indiegogo. Yeah, here I'll give you guys this link here as well. Now, do I recommend this? You know, again, it's a lottery, right? Or if the heat benefit is there. They do actually have spatial heaters. You know, they're putting out 35 terahash, but they're running 800 watts. You know, again, it's a lottery thing, right? So recommending it versus, oh, I have extra funds and I could just use the extra heat and it's fun, you know, then yeah, it's just cool to do. You know, it's fun.
So Andrea asks, is the Nano 3 waterproof? She's thinking of like putting it in her crawl space or something, you know. Can I heat my floor with it in my crawl space? Is it waterproof, you know?
Man, I would probably build like a plexi casing for it that could breathe or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So the answer is no, it's not. It's it's probably like the bid axe, I would imagine, right? Is everything open or is there a case for it?
There is a case for it. What I've done is I've just popped off the side panels just for extra breathing. On the Nano 3s, I do recommend running medium, not high, because I was running mine on high, which I could really bring up the terahash for our group, but they don't last, man. People are burning them up on high. I had to send one back for RMA because it burnt out. But luckily the warranty was here in the US. They actually had me ship it in the US and then ship it back in the US. So that was kind of cool. It didn't have to go back to Singapore. Yeah, Singapore, wherever. But anyway,
So just real quick, so Burke, I know what you're talking about. You have to spend crypto to buy the miners. Is that true?
You don't have to. They do take Visa, I believe. On the Indiegogo, they might take Visa.
Okay. Yeah, because on the BitX, I was actually able to pay with a debit card. So not every crypto miner company offers that. A lot of them are strictly just crypto, and you can't use any kind of TradFi way of paying for anything. But BitX, I know you can.
Yeah, the Indiegogo, that was no problem. That was kind of cool. That's my very first time I've ever purchased something online with crypto, and it went smooth. Yeah, I mean it's like $300 shipped for the newer ones. I think I paid like $180 for the previous model, whatever, for the Nano 3. I mean they're still fine. It's I don't think I'll buy more. I have 4 of the Nano 3s now, and I think that's adequate for the space of my house. You know, but yeah, as far and again, people can run their bid axes all by themselves, or find people you trust, and get at least 2 more and just kind of get together, on it. I'd really recommend that. Your chances are just going to be that much better.
Yeah, so the power usage on these things much better than the ASICs mining rewards, and GPUs for that matter.
Yeah, I don't know what the I don't have a bid axe, right? Bid axe. I don't have one, but I know that they hardly use any power at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they don't throw that much heat either. Not real. I haven't noticed anything. I have 2 running. I really haven't noticed any extra extreme heat or at all.
Oh, sure. Yeah. They probably, I mean, what you guys are getting, I think I looked on our chart, you guys are pulling like 400 gigahash or something like
4
that.
to 5. Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
It's not huge.
Yeah. And currently, like right now, what, I think we're pulling all together, we're getting about anywhere from 15 to 16 terahash when we combined all together. So yeah, that's just that much better, So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I have a question, and it's gonna be real layman and real like rudimentary and basic. But can you guys just give me a quick explanation of like the gigahash and the terahash? Like what? Because I don't know about mining. I always hear it. So now that I'm like, I kind of just like what is that like? What does it do? Like what is it like? What does it tell you? There's more like output.
Yeah, so that's basically the when it comes to mining a block and actually getting the reward, that's as many guesses that the machine tries to decrypt a block. So the more hash rate you have, the more millions and billions of guesses it's doing on a block at once. And whoever gets the very first guess is who won, is who gets the block reward, right? So it's 256. It's a SHA 256 algorithm, so it's 256 bit encryption. So it's extremely hard to crack. And so the more hash rate you have at guessing the number to unlock the block, is better, right? So you want the more. And if you look at, there is a hash rate calculator. Like if you just Google hash rate calculator, you can see it's like 1,000 gigahash is 1 terahash. And it's the hash rate, like the it's just it's the strength of your miner.
Retro Mike might as well just come on the show. Come on, Retro Mike.
Yeah.
You got the link. Come on.
Let me say hi to first of all, we got the warden from the inmates in the house, and we got Alex O Crypto, my brother. What's going on, Alex? We appreciate you guys. I'm sure I missed some people. I see Rocco's still there. Dutchy,
143 on X live.
Yeah, we're streaming 175 total, which is great, guys. Dutchy, good to see you. Love you, Alex O Crypto. I was just talking about your socks, as we were just giving away some of our Billy Goat Tail socks. So appreciate you, brother, for stopping in, supporting us. And hey, by the way, Alex sends his stream to our motivational mindset videos. They all come over there. They subscribe, they comment, and man, I just thank you so much for that, Alex. It just means the world to me. I appreciate you, brother. You are the best, and givers gain all the way, bro. So we appreciate you. Yeah, Retro Mike, come on up, man. We gave you. You're the family, dude. Come on up if you want to talk some mining with Burke here. We appreciate you, man. Yeah, so mine doesn't throw off too much heat, doesn't really even eat up too much electricity. I am going to buy some of those Nano 3s. So when I do, they pretty much you set them up just like you do with the BitX, pretty self-explanatory, Bert.
I think Red and I kind of went through that when we were trying to help each other get on our CK pool. From the Nano side, it is a little bit different. From the Nano side of things, you actually set it up with your phone. You get them both you use your phone, the app that you download for it, iOS or Android, doesn't matter. And then, it says found new miner. You say, connect. And then you tell it, go use my Wi-Fi. And that's the thing about my model, these little bit older models of the Nano 3, they're Wi-Fi only. The new ones, supposedly, they actually have a USB port for a USB to Ethernet adapter which Ethernet's going to be much more sought after as far as trying to hit a block reward, because you want that latency super low, right? You want it as fast and most solid connection. So that is one aspect of the newer Nano 3s, other than more hash rate. But you set them up through your phone on the Nanos.
Yeah, I set my BitX up through the phone too. It was
okay.
It's pretty simple. Yeah, man. It was just really simple. Same kind of thing you were talking about. Find the Wi-Fi, add the device, and set your ports and things, passwords, the pool address, or your wallet address when I originally set it up. So, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get a few of those. Why not, right? And to Andrea's point, I do have I have a finished basement, except on each side, I have walk-in crawl spaces. They have concrete floors and stuff, but they're just unfinished kind of crawl spaces with vents. They have vents to the outside. Then in the middle of my house, I have a finished basement. So I've been looking around at, man, this would be a great spot for mining.
Mhm.
It's nice and cool down there. In the wintertime, if I heat that up with some mining, it would be great because it's going to heat that floor and it'd probably save on my furnace bills a little bit. So I'm definitely going to take advantage of that.
Oh yeah, man, for sure. And there and the people who have this is a different aspect for the mining. If anybody who has K heavy hash miners, like for Caspa, the KS0 Pros, the Ultras, whatever. If you do have a smaller CAS miner, we're coming out of beta right now. We do have a new Caspa pool to join. There's no solo yet right now, but what's cool about this one is if you join our CAS pool, you get your normal CAS as you normally would. But the pool charges is 0.75% for the fee, like, out of your payout. Well, the pool's going to keep 0.5% of that fee, to pay the pool, so they can keep their servers on. But 0.25% of that that you get charged, what they're going to do with that is reverse that and send that to you in Nacho. So effectively, you're mining Caspa and you get rewards of Nacho at the same time. So that should
awesome.
be yeah, man. So that should be going live. It was working just fine. Something happened, whatever. It should be up ready tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, and obviously you have to mine to Casware or Tangem because those are the only two wallets that support KRC20s like Nacho and Cas, obviously. But anyway, that I did post it up on X. It should be up and running hopefully tonight again. But yeah, it's cool because you get Nacho and Cas. So hey,
Yeah. RMT, Nacho keys, Nacho coins, man. I'm happy about my Nacho. Where are we at on that Nachos? We're still up.
oh
What
man,
are we at?
22 million. It's got a $22 million market cap, so it's
Yeah.
lost $40 million since it's come up.
But we're still up. Got to be.
we're still up about a 5x.
We have a ways to go with Caspa. There's some
yeah.
things that need to come to fruition before all this stuff can pop off. But I'm just gonna hold it. I'm not getting rid of it. It's crazy to get rid of it right now. I'd be kicking myself in the pants later.
I'm collecting my
Yep.
Nacho like I'm collecting my smokes, Warden. I'm collecting my Nacho like I'm collecting my smokes. So I believe in the long-term future of this, whether it's 5 years or 10 years or 6 years or 3 years. It's like that's what I believe in. And I know it's driving RMT crazy right now. Blocky, good to see you, man. Good to see you. He says, what did he say to Mike? Mike, did you see? Went live the other day. Oh yeah. Hey, feel free to show your show and your channel, Blocky. Feel free, man. That's what we're all about here. We'll take that and we'll try to turn it into a link if we can for you. Feel free to shill it, man. We all need to go check out Blocky's channel too. And Alexandra, yeah, if you get that, go ahead and shill that. That's fine with us. That's what we're all about, helping each other out. So what else we got, Bert? What else do we have? I know we got Lifer Show coming up tonight. See you there for sure. But anything coin-wise that you're keeping your eyeballs on? Just so everybody knows, Bert always gives me some nice tips, not financial advice. And we do have DGM bags that we like to play around with that, but anything that's solid that you can share or nothing really?
I just have not had time this year yet to do some deep dives on new stuff that I find, but I did keep my report card from last year when I gave it out to the group. Like, here's my report card and here's my gifts to everyone. No, I don't have anything new right now, man. Just I need to get back into it and find those. My favorite thing, is the brand new proof of works that come out. And I'm going to, in this next bull run, what my goal is. I've got a couple CPUs and a couple of GPUs running, but I'm just going to skip the middleman. I just want to do ASICs and CPUs. So I want to do spec mining and then the big boys. I don't want to do GPU. I'm not into the, I don't know, the GPU stuff. But I'm going to build a 4 CPU carry that can handle running 4 high-end just CPUs. That way I can get it on the brand new stuff the second it comes out. And I should have done that a couple of years ago, but I never did. But yeah, I don't have anything brand new going on other than the new CAS pool, and then pool mining with your solos. So you make your own pool. That's what I'd recommend. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to team up with you on that. I'm probably going to buy some equipment and get into some of the spec mining too, especially during the bear, right? During a bear market, man, that's really where you can do some damage. Not from making a lot of coins during a bear, but just from getting them accumulated, right? At a low price, right? So
a lot of coins, yeah, exactly. Not expecting a payout for a while,
right.
I mean, when we got into CAS at 0.006, of course, I wasn't mining then, but I just read about it, and that's when I stacked most of my big bags, at that price. And had I been mining, of course, I would have turned on some rigs back then too, on it just to get even more. But yeah, man, there was dudes who were getting CAS way less than that mining on CPU, and
RMT is the first guy who told me about CAS. He's a CAS miner. Come on. But I that's why we joke. It's a running joke between us. But I RMT knows his stuff, and we just playing when we talk. But I think my average price on CAS is like 4.5 cents. So because of our group, that we got, you were in it really early. I didn't jump onto it to like 4.5 cents, something like that. When I bought my first big buy. So where are we at right now? 11 cents or something, 10 cents. I don't know what we're at right now, but
yeah, it's under 12.
We're still up. I mean, it's still been a good hold for me. Plus we picked up all those KRC 20s really cheap. And maybe not this run, but next run, I think those will play out nicely.
Yeah. As soon as the crescendo happens with CAS, dude, and people are fading it, like, oh, it's not going as fast as my meme coins. I'm like, dude, have you not seen the trajectory of like what's happening? Like, the ISO 2022 thing just got submitted for the Warp Core coin on CAS, like. The crescendo's coming up 10 blocks a second, and that's the other thing. If you do mine CAS with ASICs these days, and you're not going to do the cat pool, at least do solo, because CAS is 1 block every second. So your chances of hitting a block every single second, unlike Bitcoin, 1 every 10 minutes, right? So just, people don't realize what's coming, man, and they don't pay attention. They're just like, oh, I need a 10x today. And it's like, man, chill, dude, just but yeah.
I mean, that's been my strategy, is just mine and hodl. These guys that sell every month, I never thought that was a lucrative strategy, because I mean, you're not giving the coin time to appreciate. So if you mine and hodl, you have a better chance of hitting a big bag than just selling off for energy costs every month or what have you.
Yeah, and I did TP around the 20-cent range, but not only enough just to buy a few ASICs. I got a couple ultras that are overclocked. And then the 4 Avalon Nano 3s, and effectively they didn't cost me anything, because when you buy CAS that low, they're kind of free at that point, whatever. And I knew winter's coming up, and I'm like, well, might as well just do some lottery and keep warm and whatever, Really
Jimmy's our node expert. What do you think about all this stuff, Jimmy?
Oh, I mean, it's fun stuff. I mean, for all the same reasons I got into mining and just graduated over to doing nodes. just because there's when GPU mining went away, it wasn't really a profitable thing to do at home anymore, and that was just my natural progression. Being I have pretty much endless resources in the compute world, it just made sense for me to do that, right? No, I mean, I still have what have I got down there? I got a couple of lithium miners. I still have 2 deep miners that have been sitting on a counter for over a month. But like I said, for me, the hardware aspect of it, alleviating that piece, having everything software driven. I can rent a server. I can spool up a server here at the house. I can do whatever I want with nodes. I've been involved with, a lot of our clients have huge mining farms, where all these power plants are attached to them. And, if you want to really put a dent in the, and make some money doing that, you have to use ASICs. You're going to have a place to put that. That's not something you're going to put at your house. And you don't want to put it at your house because your electricity rate is going to be outrageous, at least, here in the South. So, doing something small like this and set it and forget it, Ronco style, and one day you come back and the wallet's full of Bitcoin, crap, why not? It's not like the things are expensive. You're not spending, 10 grand on the latest and greatest ASIC. So, no, it's a fun thing. If you're curious about mining and you have interest in that, this is a very inexpensive way to be involved and have some fun. And who knows? You might get that one lottery ticket. It's a win-win.
Yeah. And Jimmy and I, what was it, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years? I don't know. Time flies. We were going to, you told Jimmy's connected to all this stuff too, as far as the hardware side and where to go and stuff. And so we were going to buy a whole bunch of ASICs. How long ago was that, Jimmy? 2 years ago or a year and a half ago?
And
or something?
I just remember when we had that conversation, I think I was in Las Vegas. I think I was in Sin City Studios actually when we had that conversation. So that was probably one of the initial trips I was out there. So that probably, a good 2 years probably.
Yeah. And ASICs were at the time really low compared to now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When we were talking, we were going to buy like 50 of them. And I guess then it was, was it the S19 J pluses or something like that? I can't remember. But yeah, I want to say they were $5 grand at the time each.
Were they that much?
Like that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't remember.
It might have been less than that.
Because we went to the website and everything at the time. I remember I was sitting in the hotel parking lot when you were with you and I had my phone out. So we talked for a good hour and a half.
We were looking at buying. I'm almost positive, but yeah, getting quantity hardware. It's not hard, but it's the same thing as buying crypto, man. If you're going to buy ASICs, you buy them in the bear market. The price is, their actual retail price. And every day, Bitcoin goes up, the price of the miners are going up. So
yeah, exactly. And that's another aspect that people don't think about. Like right now, you can get those nanos for $250, $300 shipped or whatever. And even if you don't use them, man, in the bull run, they're all going to be out of stock. Prices are going to be going crazy, and you could just flip them.
Yeah, well, we're in the
I told Billy,
though,
I was like, I just want to sell shovels.
Exactly.
Retro Mike says that's 3 generations ago. Yeah, well, it was 2 years ago. RMT. We were.
Yeah,
it was,
exactly.
It was a while back. I just brought it up since we're talking mining, that we were looking at instead of running the miners, just buying them and holding them,
on
just
them
like
and flipping them.
yeah, yeah. That's what we were talking about doing at the time.
Yeah, and you
Because
could do
when the market gets hot, I mean, people will pay crazy prices to get that, get their own personal or company, whoever's buying them, get that hash rate up quick. And, when the market's hot, I mean, you're not getting any of this stuff quick unless someone's sitting on a cache and can offload it,
Yep, and that's the same thing with high-end CPUs and GPUs. I mean, I run a computer business and I build high-end machines for businesses or gamers or whatever. And man, dude, that last bull run, trying to get GPUs for my clients was, I'm like, you want to go spend, I got computer-aided drafters who need high-end stuff. I'm like, what, you going to spend $3,000, for a 3090? Like, but right now you could go and get those, high-end AMD CPUs or high-end GPUs right now. People don't think that. Like, stack that, pretend like that's a high-end NFT that you're going to flip later. It's the same thing.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, Burke, we appreciate you. Feel free to stick around, man, but we wanted to at least expose our community to some of this mining stuff. It's very simple. Getting one of these little miners, plugging it in, very easy. And like Jimmy was saying, hey, you never know, you might be able to hit the lottery with one of them. It's really low probability that you're going to hit a block, but they have hit blocks. And what RMT was saying, it increase your chances. Bitcoin Cash, maybe you get a little bit more opportunity to hit a block. So, but just get exposed, right? Like a lot of this stuff in crypto, it's like, just go do it. Take action. Part of the Billy Goat Tales 10 cornerstones, right? Build good habits. Take action. Do something. You just don't sit around and let it all pass you by. Even if you don't know how to do it. I was talking to a YouTuber, I don't know, a couple years ago, and they were saying, look, even if you don't have all the equipment, you don't have all the best of the best because you don't know what to buy because you just don't know what you don't know, just go do it. Just do it. You'll learn along the way. And that's kind of the way I feel with mining. I'm a greenhorn. A great way to get introduced to mining is some of these solo miners. And then from there, get familiar with the screen, get familiar with the terminology. Polio, to your point, get familiar with, the different hash rates, what it means. Get familiar with that, and then you can graduate yourself up to the ASICs or something better. But just jump in, just do it. It's not that much money. It's low barrier to entry with the solo miners, and it's something that you'll start hanging out with people like Jeff Burke and RMT that can help you through some of those tougher questions. I'm DMing Burke all the time, and I'm like in Discord, I'm like, Burke, I don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna have to translate, and he re-explains it and sends me links and things, and it just helps me out greatly.
Yeah, man. And another thing real quick, if you do want to get into solo mining, you don't want to spend a lot of money. There is a little 5-volt USB with a little screen on it. You can just plug into your computer or anything, and they're like $30-$40. They're called the Nerd Miner, and you're only going to get like 70 kilohash of rate, but I mean, it's just solo. It's fun. It looks cool. That's probably the least amount ASIC that you can get for Bitcoin lottery. They just look cool, little USB device. And if you just want to dabble and try and test and just see how it works and join either like someone like us or your own solo, it's just cool to do. But anyway, the Nerd Miner, you can check that out too.
Cool. Good info, man. Good info. All right. Well, I know Dave Digital has some things that he wanted to go over trend wise, right, Dave?
Yeah, the only other thing was, and it was a surprise when we were looking at the trends this week, was Fubo TV. And so the only thing that I could see why, because whenever I search, of course I do targeted searches under crypto and under Bitcoin. And I couldn't understand why Fubo TV was a breakout. The only thing that I saw was just that it's a speculative asset and it has it's super volatile. But then Red saw something else. I think he said, I don't remember exactly how he worded it. Red, tell me what you saw.
Fubo TV.
Yeah.
It's the live streaming sports.
No, I understand that. But did you say it was some kind of a pump and dump, or they had some kind of a spike of volatility? Was that you?
Oh,
Was
no,
that
no.
Tony?
I was talking about Bitcoin on the 1 hour chart a couple days ago. Yeah. Do you want me to bring that up?
No.
Well, Dave, one thing that I did see, and I'll see if I could find it again, is there's a potential partnership with Samsung that all Samsungs will come loaded with the Fubo app.
Yep, and
Which that
Disney
would-
too. I think there was also a partnership with Disney that recently happened. So they are
But I
doing some
think
pretty
the
big things.
founder of Fubo isn't that the guy who owns the Maverick I'm trying
Mark
to think
Cuban?
of his name. Yeah, I think that's his company. I think he founded
is it?
that company.
I
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
be
verify
surprised.
that.
Yeah, there was a news article about Disney and trying to consolidate the social media stuff, and Fubo was part of that original deal. But then there was an article about the options trading of Fubo, and there's something to some people they were thinking something's going on here, right? And I don't know if it was just all the negotiations going on with Disney that people were trying to front run it because it was like very aggressive up and down, but it was trending. Fubo was trending, one of the Google trends, and so certainly it's something that we wanted to pull up some articles and read about, but we really couldn't find anything that was very specific about it that said,
Well-
there's some issue. Go ahead, Dave.
If we look at the chart, there's definitely something going on. If you look right behind me, we had a 335 or 350% rise in the Fubo stock over the last 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, over the last week, basically. So it went up 353%. That's pretty significant. It's got a huge gap down here.
Your body's in there. You go.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, got a huge gap there, and so that could be why it's a trend a little bit on Google, is due to this volatility. So it went from $1.55 to $6.50. So
Wow.
It's pretty crazy rip.
Yeah, that's your area. Pollo
Mark
options.
nothing to do with
Options.
Fubo. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but I'll tell you right now, yeah, I was wrong. Mark Cuban has nothing to do with Fubo. So
all right, good job.
yeah, I just wanted. Hey, I was correct.
No, that's good.
Bringing the alpha.
So yeah, it's super volatile, right? So to get a 350% gain in a week is pretty fired up. I don't know if it's one that we should jump into at this point, but I also don't know if it's not. Maybe it's been sitting down there suppressed for a long time because we know they've been around 10 years, something like that. They do have a good service. They did also just partner with Hulu, I think, as well as Disney, and as well as the other one that Pollo was mentioning. So that's a huge pump. Obviously, if you're shorting it, there's a huge gap below. So
Yeah,
it's
we all missed
volatile,
it.
and I think that's what ties us in, is the volatility.
Yeah, we all missed that one too, didn't we?
Yeah, at least that part of it. We don't know if it's going to go another 10x from here. We don't know what it's going to do. Maybe compare it, to competitors like Netflix, like Hulu, and like Paramount and all those other guys, and see what the market caps are. I'm not a stock guy. I just happen to see it in the trends. But, I'm sure that you do the same kind of analysis that you would do, just like if it was Bitcoin or something else.
And if you guys visit the Billy Goat Tales Twitter, there was a tweet put out this morning on stop losses. And that's the best way to fight against volatility. You won't lose your bag if you put a tight stop loss in. So I have all the instructions on how to do that in that tweet for Billy Goat Tales.
Yeah, I think that's great for a leverage strategy, but I think on a spot strategy, you just need to set it and forget it. Because if you would have got in, and if you would have been paying attention to RXS and you got in when we mentioned it, it would have scared the crap out of you whenever it had that big old whip to the downside. But on a spot bag, it doesn't matter because you can't get all the way out of it. You know what I'm saying? It'll never really go to zero. So if you believe in the project, just hold it out, just hodl.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Man, 161 live viewers on X right now. That's so wild.
190 total. Let's
Yeah,
go.
man.
191. Yeah, that's awesome.
And Schaefer was saying the experience on X just isn't there yet. You know, he said he was over there and he had to swap back over to YouTube just because YouTube is the king still, and the X experience just has not caught up yet to the YouTube experience as far as interacting and enjoying each other and all that stuff. But to see that turn out 164 live viewers on X, that's exciting. I can't wait till the technology catches up and we can all hang out over there.
Well, something's going on because it just jumped to 196. So we must be the Fubo trending. The algorithm must be picking it up. I don't know.
Wait a minute! Don't be confused with Fubo. For us, by us. We didn't make anything.
So everybody type in Fubo into the
Fubo.
chat. Let's or
Fubo.
Fubo into the chat, and let's see if we can mess with the algorithm just to mess them up a little bit. It'd be funny. Yeah, we're up to 200 just like that. It's crazy. So you start messing with the Google Trends and you start typing the right words in. Next thing you know, boom, you hit a nerve, right? It's crazy. There you go, Blocky. We're giving you some stuff that we're learning on this whole thing, this whole experience as well. You know, so
Andy, you misspelled it.
No, she did that on purpose. She did that on purpose.
she was phonetically saying typing what I said. You know? So that's on me. That's not on her. So remember, if you go into our Discord, guys, and most of you are members, go in there, create a funny image of someone on the team, and we're going to send you one of the official Billy Goat Tail socks, and we'll also pick another winner and send them our Bridge to Bitcoin book that's on Amazon right now. And it's just something fun. We have these gifts. We have these prizes. It's all baked into our budget, and we'd love to send them to the people that support us. So feel free to do that. We'll try to do something with the YouTube stream too. Since everybody's here, we'll do something where we can give some prizes away right on the YouTube stream. But we are working on our Discord to try to drive some traction there, just because we're going to be opening up not a premium channel, but if you're an NFT holder of ours, then you're going to have access to a channel with some alpha in there, trade setups, as well as new coins that we know that are launching, and some other just alpha trade kind of stuff. So we're going to be building that out at Billy Goat Tails too. We have a lot going on. We have the Red's writing his children's book. It will be done this quarter. We'll be working on that, getting the second children's book done. We are also going to be on our Twitter X on Tuesday. You won't want to miss that, because we have AI agent guru coming on that has actually built these. We're going to be talking about the AI agents on Twitter X, and Billy Goat Tails is also very deep in the learning and discovering, building our own AI agents. So we're kind of on a mission and a path to do that, to solve some of our own problems with AI. And once we get those up and running for ourselves, we're going to be taking that out and showing people and sharing with people. We also are trying to book an AI agent on our Twitter X space. So we've already reached out to them, the AI agent itself. So
Is it Colin?
Colin is one of them. Yeah, that we reached out to. So, hey, why not? Let's explore this AI agent thing. And it won't be just like virtual centric. There's a lot of other AI agents out there that in which you don't have to buy a coin. You don't have to put any of your money into. What we want to do is build them for ourselves, so that we can solve our own problems, and then share with everybody how we did that, why we did that, what it's doing for us, the solution that it's providing, and then be able to be a resource for you if you have a need with the AI agents. And we want to be the local go-to team that can solve those problems for you. So we're kind of placing our bets on it. Really has nothing to do with virtuals. I did launch a virtual. I don't like the fact that you have to launch a coin, because I personally can't control whether or not that coin goes up or down. And anybody in our community comes in and they buy at the top and it goes down, they get hurt. That's just not what we want to do. We don't want to launch coins. We don't want to be a part of that. But on their platform, that's the only way to create an AI agent. And so we had to do it. And we did that more of a exploratory beta test. And we don't like that. We just don't want to say, hey, go buy the BGOT token. And then the market dump on you. And you guys are our community. You're our people. We're here for you, not to take from you. So we're going to go another way with it, but there's a lot of good stuff out there with AI agents, a lot of good people in this, not only in the crypto space, but in other spaces as well that have nothing to do with crypto that we can pull from and learn from. And we're doing that. So yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff. What else, guys? Let's go around the horn. We're basically hit our mark. So any closing comments?
I think I'm good.
Get over to Discord. That picture that I posted deserves more than 2 likes. I do appreciate the other person who liked it, but get over to the Discord. The link's in the chat. Like that picture and drop one of your own. Make something cool and let's see what you got. And that's exciting. It looks like Bitcoin finally made it back almost to break even for me. So we're gonna see what happens. We get about this VWAP. Maybe we can take off.
Yeah, I just want to thank Alexandra G for dropping the Billy's book and the link in the chat. That's very nice of you to do. We appreciate that's giver's gain attitude right there, and I will throw that up every time I see it. But no, it was a good show today. Thank you guys for coming out. The chat has been on fire today. I've been trying not to laugh, holding back as much as I could. Dave had me rolling there for a second, but I'm trying to stay as professional as possible. And much love, fam, and I'll see you next week.
All right, guys. Have a great evening. We got to hit the grind tomorrow, Monday, and till next time, next Sunday. We'll see you on Tuesday, and then we'll see you here on YouTube next Sunday. Have a blessed day, everyone. God bless.